Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Yoshidina. Mr. Dina, this is a presentation for all things that I want to offer you for sale, either in partnership, in development as me and you and other parties, or for you to represent me and my best interest. And of course, the top dollar amount that we please feel free to ask for it. Feel free to set aside some time and I will walk through it even further than I am now. I guess I'll break it down into a little 5 minute segment for each thing, and you can basically see the high value and everything else that I have to present to you. All you need is a little bit of your time, and you'll be sold. It's plain and simple. The first thing up for grabs, I guess, so to speak, TV show, basically in 9 years of development now, currently. We started at your location, the Dina Collection in Beverly Hills, me and Jason Mills, when we shot our Beverly Hills video to present to the world on Kickstarter so we could get a crowd behind the purchase of equipment so we can go to numerous locations in Beverly Hills, to numerous exotic car dealerships, to exotic yacht dealerships in Newport Beach, and move on to private planes in the industry of aviation that we made through contacts in Van Nuys Airport, in Orange County Airport, small airports, and different things. And I made through over the years. DBA Millionaire out of Texas, which is also doing a lot of black ops for the US government. Currently, since Trump has been in office, they've been pretty busy. So they basically did away with their aviation company and now they're working full time for the CIA and everybody else. I'm not going to drop dimes anybody. Nothing that I'm saying right now is classified or anything else. It's basically me presenting all that I have for you to get the highest dollar amount that we possibly can to better suit the world with everything that I have to offer. This will also include new pumping principles for liquids, as far as water or oil or other things. If you do it the way I say, then there's really no other energy in getting the core simple on one end to push it downstream or up pipe or whatever you want to call it through the process of steam. The core liquid in the middle would be if you as you or if you put an ice cube in water, it's going to float. So that is how you get the mass through the pipe. You you melt some of it into water. That's your basically your slipstream, your lubrication for the ice cube. Of course, the water is 100%. As they say, the tip of the iceberg underneath. Whatever. Principles, however you develop it, whatever is entirely how the tech team and everybody else could get it done. Now, when you turn it into steam, then that is how you put it under pressure and send it down pipe. There's really no other principles besides that as far as the pumping principles of water. Now, that would be one engineering thing that I'm capable of in doing as far as coming up with the idea and everything else. The hard part is is ahead of us, I guess, in making it factual. And that isn't too hard because it's basically the laws of nature. So that's simple. How do you control that? Well, come on. We're doing a lot more. We'll have a lot more, and it's a lot harder with a lot less. So I'm basically the poor principle is right there. So that's one. The next thing would be Exotic Promotions, the TV show, loosely based and scripted and filmed in Beverly Hills, based upon my basically good sense and beautiful business practices in Tacoma, Washington, with Steve Kierstead and Lowell Erb. We were a lead generation company for contractors. Basically, if you were the general public and you wanted you wanted a contractor to come by and give you a roof estimate, you would include your information. We would call you verified information and offer that information to a contractor. It's basically a lead generation company for automotive dealerships, exotic car dealerships, basically. It's already worked for businesses, for contractors, and homeowners. We could do the same core principle for a TV show based upon exotic car dealerships and exotic cars called Exotic Promotions. Season one is for cars. Season two would be for yachts. Season three would be for aviation or mix it up. Plus, come on, think about it. If we were right next door to you, it would beat you on the map. You would be the biggest pawn shop place in the world bigger than you are now, 20 times over. Real simple. Now, next thing is gaming for fame, loosely scripted again, once more, a live stream based upon YouTube gaming principle of watching people play games live. But now we add a celebrity in there. I don't know. You have a Rolodex pretty thick of washed up has been celebrities. There's a lot of awards in your care that people have offered to you for X amount of thousands of dollars. I'm sure those people with the talents of YouTube, the biggest thing in the freaking world right now of entertainment is YouTube. There's endless amount of content there. You take the old washed up actresses and actors, and I'm not saying they're washed up. The industry is saying they're washed up. I would like to mix them in with YouTubers. That's one more thing we can do. Okay, gaming for fame. Let's just focus on gaming and celebrities. We can take other celebrities and everybody else, mix them with other core people on the YouTube. Okay, that's one other thing. So I'm sure I got your attention by now. You keep saying put it in an email. I don't have anybody to support me. I am by myself. I have no staff, nothing else. To be quite honest with you, I don't have the right prescription for my glasses in order to see my little itty bitty screen right in front of me. I'm sorry, but this is, I'm at, man, I don't want to get emotional, but this is a hard fight for me. So I got your attention before with my client, Eddie B. He was a producer for Bone Thugs and Harmony and the Blade soundtrack. We sold you the American flag from World Trade Center 2, I believe the building was. You have that in your office, I believe. That was a World Trade Center flag, the United States flag. That's where I break it up, because 9/11. God bless you, and I hope to look forward to doing business with you, sir. You keep saying to put an email. I can't get to you. I can't even get to you. I paid people hundreds of dollars to get me to Beverly Hills to present to you in person, and I can't even get to you. To present to you in person. I don't know what else to say. There's so much more I can offer you and everything else. I just need help to get it done. It's real simple. I'm not greedy or anything. My main purpose is I want to end hunger and homelessness worldwide. I just recently met my son a few years ago when he turned 18. I didn't know that a majority of his life he was homeless. I'm sorry. Please excuse me. He was eating out of garbage cans and stuff. There's so much more. I have a new way of mining cryptocurrency through the use of music. I have a music label with over 100 artists ready to go. Some of the best music you've ever heard, and it's all positive and good stuff. It's not bad in any sense of the word. I'm going to give 100% to the artist, give the music away for free. The more music that you play, the more cryptocurrency that you earn, the more money that the artist earns. And of course, you're going to get the music because it's free. Why wouldn't you? And the more people you pass it on to, the more people that all that stuff, you work together as a group. So if I were to give you one, say it's a pyramid scheme or whatever, but you get 90% of the revenue. I get 1%, everything else. There's also a social media platform based on the same principles. 90% of revenue to all members as the majority. Just think if Facebook did that. Now imagine the value of Facebook and everybody else. Do you know why they have high value? Because we're on there. We're slaves on there. I would like to take lead and precedence over your new YouTube channel and everything else. I would like to advise you and develop you on YouTube and all the social platforms as a brand, as a friend, as a partnership. I just need a little help. Not nothing crazy, but you know what I'm worth. A couple $100,000 for starters. I would love to sign everything over to you at a percentage or whatever and develop over time. I'm sure your resources and pockets are way deeper than mine. I would love for you to represent me and everything else. If we could come to some kind of agreement. I'm sorry I have to take the dog out. Murphy, you're going to have to wait, Murphy. Give me a second, Murph. He's the boss. I'm the janitor, to be quite honest with you. We have relationship, Mr. Dana. You bought the American flag off Eddie B. I started my ask to help to produce my TV show, Exotic Promotions, based on what I did in business. Very successfully, I might add. We made millions off of lead generation business in Tacoma, Washington. The parent company was West Coast Vinyl, Steve Kierstead. His father owned the dual patent, one of them, on the dual pane windows. I went in there and I made their production better. I weighed the core material in. Watched the process. I also made the windows better and everything else, stronger, more efficient, and more RF factor as far as insulation. They used argon gas between the two glass panes. The what thing that they forgot was argon gas extracts, expands, and it basically expands and shrinks over the core of summer and winter. It's very cold up there in Washington State. I'm sure you're aware of this. And it was very inefficient in the sense that the argon gas would expand and attract and detract. The one thing they forgot was a little, basically a cushion in between the two panes of glass, and that would have sufficed as far as making it more efficient. I cut down on the window frame size because you have less exposure from the outside onto the inside through the vinyl, and also more exposure from the outside leaking to the inside leaking to the outside through the same principles of the window frame. I also worked for Riker Electronics in Pomona, California, where I designed from three-dimensional and five-dimensional base principles as far as materials and design from base materials of sheet metal and other materials. I basically ran at Trump 200 and other pieces of machinery, used geometry and geography and everything else, base principles of a tooling on a head of a punch press. In essence, there was a lot of different tools that head would move around and pick up. Basically, I cut the difference and I used 60% of base speed on the base where the material was held, and I applied 40% of the pneumatics as far as moving around on the top layer where the tool was. So I cut the time in half as far as where the tool would move to punch out holes in the material. It's basically more efficient. So it was basically 3 times better than the original machine. Yes, I took a hit on breaking up the machine and making the machine basically useless. But I designed it. I redesigned it. It was a $5 million piece of machinery. I probably shouldn't have done that. Made it more efficient and better overall. Anyways, Mr. Dana, there's so much more I could tell you. I could back my stuff 100%. This isn't me trying to look for gold. I'm not a gold digger or anything else like that. I can back my stuff. I wouldn't waste your time or present to you unless I could back my play. Again, your pockets of resources far exceed mine. I just need your help and everything else. My communications is very odd, very different. Um, I don't know if you want to email me back. Your best bet is to call me 951 708 1025. I will check back in with you Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to see where we stand. I will call you in the morning on Monday and see if you get my email, etc. I want to make you have it. Again, this is less than 14 minutes of your time right now. And I've just given you multi-million dollar, numerous things. I have a lot more than that. So much more. You can't even possibly imagine, including backlit vinyl wrap for cars and liquid carbon fiber. Basically, it's liquid, got a clay principle and a hard air principle. If we use the base principles of Legos in a giant sense for trusses and other pieces of material, I'm sure you get the picture, Mr. Dina. It's chemically based, but if we add it in an enclave with pressure, heating, and cooling based principles, and add a tattoo pattern upon the material, as in a truss pattern, you'll get it. It's 10 to 1 in residual strength, and basically core materials is 2/3 basically lighter than anything currently. New revolutionary things for all things, and I'm just getting started. There's also new things for engineering and automotive, as far as if you get in a car wreck and everything. The thing that's destructive most is the sound waves. I'm sure you understand that we're in California and earthquakes and all that stuff. You understand that earthquakes are done through sound waves, not just the movement of stuff. It's the sound waves of the two pieces of earth rubbing against each other. That's the destructive principles of an earthquake, besides the movement. Anyways, Mr. Dina, I would love to do some business with you. You could obviously see that I'm serious about what I want to do. I have health constraints. I have 2 nephews looking at legal circumstances. that are highly, I need some money now to get them the freedom that they deserve, or at least a chance at freedom. I'm not saying they're guilty or not guilty, but I want to at least give them a chance at life. So I want to help out a lot of people, not just me. Don't don't think that I don't want a few things in life. I do. But I'm not going to sit on the hill and be a multi-billionaire and let everybody down below me suffer. That is not who I am. Thank you, Mr. Dina, for your time. Again, this is Tim Clark. You can reach me at somethingnewnow1@gmail.com, Tim Clark at somethingnewnow.net, 951-708-1025. Thank you. God bless you. And I look forward to doing business with you once again. Bye bye.